Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Sucks. And today we got a series preview for you. Obviously, Yanks awful series against Baltimore, awful. That's why we felt we needed to give you a series preview here against Detroit. So let's get right into it, shall we? All right. So the New York Yankees, after dropping 2-3 to the Baltimore Orioles, find themselves 5-5 going into Detroit starting on Tuesday. The Detroit Tigers game got rained out yesterday, and the Tigers find themselves 4-5. So the Yanks and the Tigers on similar tracks. On Tuesday, the Yanks got Garrett Cole on the bump against Tyler Alexander of Detroit. And then Wednesday, April 20th, the Yanks are throwing up Luis Severino against Eduardo Rodriguez. Y'all should be familiar with him as, he was a starter in Boston for a very long time. And then on Thursday, April 21st, the Yanks are throwing out the southpaw Jordan Montgomery. And as of now, the Tigers don't have a starter for that. It's to be determined. But
yeah, go ahead.
But obviously, we all know the Yankees need to start winning. They need to get back on track, and they obviously got a hit because the pitching hasn't been the problem. But they've just been, getting nearly shut out twice to the Orioles. They scored one run on Friday through 11 innings. Got shut out Sunday. So they need to score some runs. So we're going to tell you just how they're going to do it. So, Christian, what is your outlook going into the series here?
First thing I notice, we got two lefties we're facing. And Thursday, we don't even know. It could be another one. And I actually like that. I think the Yankees hit lefties much better. Obviously, you got Stan, who might be the best hitter in baseball against lefties. So I like that. Especially since, unfortunately, we don't really have a left-handed lineup. But this series, it's big. 5-5. Like, if you would have told me at the beginning of the season we'd be 5-5, I wouldn't be freaking out. We started off the season with some fairly tough opponents, not including the Orioles. But it's 10 games. There's no reason to overreact. It is crucial, though, that the offense gets back on track. On the pitching, we pretty much know what we're going to get here. Tigers lineup, it's nothing too special. They got Baez, new guy Torkelson. Their lineup is not overpowering.
We're gonna miss Baez because he's going on the IL.
Oh, well, even better.
Yeah.
It's really going to come down to the offense, and we don't need a crazy performance. We need something a little more than getting shut out, though, by the Baltimore Orioles. So it's a bigger series than you might think, because I feel like this is a big point in the season. After the series, you're either going to be above 500 or below. Yeah. And the Orioles, that was the beginning of a stretch of a pretty easy schedule. But if you blow this series, you're kind of wasting it. And you're in a division where you don't really have that room to be wasting easy games. So I think this is a series that the Yankees, I'm not going to say they have to sweep, but every game the offense needs to be there. And at the very least 2 out of 3.
Yeah, the Orioles, on Sunday, they started a lefty. We couldn't hit them at all.
Yeah.
One thing the Yanks are going to have to do here, kind of switching into the managerial side here, Christian. You like to talk about that for a bit, but they got to keep a similar lineup. The offense can't get in a rhythm when someone's sitting every day. I mean, Sunday they didn't start. I get it; it's against lefty. They didn't start. One of their best hitters all season, Anthony Rizzo, and then Joey Gallo. He didn't play, although maybe that's a good thing. But the lineup's been constantly getting changed around, and the Yanks this series they need to get together, boom, whatever. They need to make their lineup that they're going to have for the series, which is going to be their lineup pretty much for all 3 games. That's very important. I feel like these guys can't really get in a rhythm. Someone sitting it the other day. I mean, Donaldson, he was batting leadoff. Now he's batting like third. It's like you put Aaron Hicks at the top. So they need to get basically, not saying the exact copy and paste lineup every day, but they need to get basically a very similar, if not the same, lineup for this series, so the offense can get in a rhythm. The next thing,
10 different lineups in 10 games. That's not normal.
Yeah, that's that's not. And Toronto this season, they're trying out to have the same lineup every day. So these teams, they're already starting to notice that, hey, maybe this isn't working. I mean, we're always so cautious about a pitcher's routine, right, Christian? Oh, you never want to mess up a pitcher's routine. What about a hitter's routine? Okay? I mean, when you're in that lineup every day, let's say you're in the 4th spot, you know who's batting in front of you, all right? You know what the hitter in front of you is, all right? So you find yourself a spot in the lineup, and you know how to do different things, all right? You know who's in front of you. You know who's the hitter behind you. All right, so these hitters get in a rhythm. It's familiar every day. When everything's switched up, when Donaldson goes to the third hitter to the leadoff, when Donaldson, first of all, should not be batting leadoff in the first place because it's not a leadoff hitter, it gets very confusing. Sometimes Rizzo's at the top, sometimes Rizzo's at third, in third in the lineup. You got DJ, who's made a couple starts there at the top of the lineup. This series, the Yanks need to figure out the lineup. I don't care really, what DJ's leading on, Rizzo, whatever. They need to find their lineup that they want to go with. They need to keep it. They need to keep it similar, and that's how the offense. That's one way, or one step closer to getting it back on track, in my opinion. The next thing Yanks are going to need to do: play the guys who are hitting. I'm talking about Josie Trevino, who's literally batting like 700 on the season. He single-handedly won us that game Thursday night against Toronto. Got 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and stole a base as a catcher. All right, Josie Trevino's really, really been swinging the bat well. Every time he gets a chance in the lineup, he's always seeming to get hits. So, with Higgy kind of struggling at the plate, I think they got it. Garrett Cole, obviously, he likes Higgy. So, maybe Tuesday you go with Higgy, but I would definitely like to see Josie Trevino get in that lineup because he's been hitting the ball, and we need someone who's hitting the ball. I mean, Trevino got 2 RBIs against Toronto and stole a base. I mean, this guy needs to. He's busting his ass off because he knows when Ben Workvet gets back, where am I going to go? He's going to go back to the minor. So he knows to stay on this roster, he has to bust his ass off. And so far, he's doing whatever it takes to show the Yankees that he belongs here. So what do you think of that, Christian?
I agree with Trevino. I think he should definitely be in the lineup more. But I mean, the big thing is you just have too many dead spots in the lineup. And that's really what always has killed the Yankees. It's what killed them in the wild card game last year. They had like 4 competitive hitters. Because then they have half the guys in the lineup who just don't do anything. Gleyber Torres.
0 for 11. Yikes.
Against Baltimore. And Baltimore, he's been known to rake against them. LeMahieu had a good game. Donaldson, it was nice to see. I think we really got to see him keep it going, though.
Yeah.
That was the that home run game, then the double. That was the first time he's done something all year. So, that's going to be big. Hicks, I kind of like him at the leadoff spot. He's getting on base. He's getting hits right now.
He's fast.
Why not keep him there? And he can't get into a double play if he's in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that.
Falifa needs to get going.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much bottom line.
He gets like 2 hits. All right.
Give him time, I guess. But I guess the big one is Joey Gallo. I went into the season with very high hopes for him.
He's awful.
And
he's really bad.
Look at what he's done. Nothing. No. So the lineup's concerning so far. But it's the Tigers. You don't need to be amazing. You just need to be average and you'll beat them. We have the better team. But it does get me worried, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not be when you lose to 2 out of 3 to probably the worst team in baseball? You can't be feeling too good about yourself. And, the amount of run, I mean, they were scoring like little to no runs. And through these 10 games, Christian, the Yanks have scored 30 runs.
Yes.
That's their least amount of runs they've ever scored since 1977. But you could hang your hat on that because in 1977, the Yankees beat the Dodgers in the World Series. But this isn't 1977. This is 2022. And, seeing what happened last year and seeing very similar signs is not that good. I would like to talk about Gleyber. I'm really, concerned about him. He has just looked really bad. He hasn't been the same hitter in like 3 years now. It's very, very concerning what I'm seeing out of him. I would like to maybe see, he gets maybe he sits. I would even say maybe if I was the man, I might have him sit the whole series just to, he needs like a fresh start. They got Marwin there. Maybe he could get some at bats, but Boone needs to try, some different things. Who's gonna, someone in that lineup has to show that they can hit, to go off of that. So we definitely need to get a feel of who can hit in the lineup, who can't. The bottom of the lineup's been really, really bad. But I'm very concerned about Gleyber.
I was thinking about this last night with Gleyber. What would happen if you started him on opening day? I mean, we know that he gets in his head a lot. I do wonder if that kind of messed with his confidence a bit. He was like, I'm not good enough to make this team. And then it maybe put too much pressure on him.
Yeah.
John Boy had a really good tweet today. He said yesterday, Gleyber ended up playing shortstop. They needed a shortstop in the offseason. And the shortstop they got ended up having to get pinch hit for, which led to the shortstop we didn't want playing shortstop, Gleyber Torres, playing in a tie game in the 7th inning.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't know if you remember that, but he had a play that should have been made.
Yeah, would have got us out of the inning.
So,
no, he's a big hole. He's a big hole on that team, and we can't really get into Cashman too much, but really, what is that? It's like 5 shortstop available. I like Corey's. I remember Recap saying this yesterday on his recap of the game. I like Corey Seager in that lineup. Slide him in third, put Rizzo at the 5 hole. And it's like, what are we doing here, guys? It's like,
yeah,
come on.
And we posted something on Instagram. Oswald Peraza, is he ready? Because we need someone. I'll tell you this: if Falifa keeps producing at this level, you got to go to someone. You can't have your shortstop with that little production.
And
It's not like he's a power hitter. So if he's not hitting for average, what's he bringing to the table? Average defense, okay.
Falefa, he hasn't been that great defensively. I mean, he's made a few nice plays here and there, but he hasn't been like he hasn't blown me away with his defense. So, I mean, I don't really know like what we're doing with it. And Peraza, he got a walk off. I think it was a walk off double. Correct me if I'm wrong. In Scranton yesterday, walked it off. He's been hitting great per se in AAA, but it's 10 games, and they just need, I think, bringing up a young kid like Peraza, right? Totally boosts his confidence. He's, like I said, he has to bust his ass off to stay here, right? A new, like, energetic feel, like someone who's going to bust their ass off, work really hard. I would really like him to, slide into maybe, the end of the lineup there. The 8, 9, 7 hole. Peraza, start him at shortstop. Give Gleyber a couple of days off. Send down Castro. I think that could really be a boost for this team. And we've seen this before, Christian, happen across the league. Sometimes when you call up young guys, it can change the whole dynamic of the team. Also, another thing about Gleyber that just popped in my head, Gleyber didn't run out. He hit a ground ball. He didn't run out of the box yesterday, and that's really been a common occurrence with Gleyber. This has happened. This isn't the first time. It's happened a few times now, and I'm sorry, Gleyber. You cannot. I mean, you cannot do this. I mean, Gleyber's really, really hurting this team. Looks really concerning. So that's why I'm saying I think calling up Oswald Peraza for this series, one of your top prospects, could spark a little youth, a little excitement into this team. And I think they should definitely do that. I don't know if they will, but I think they should.
Yeah, my final thing's a guy here. It's not like the Yankees don't have options, I think we're kind of just waiting. Volpe had a grand slam in Double-A, I think. Former Yankee, Tyler Wade, is batting .360 through 10 games.
Oh my God!
I knew that would get you a little mad. And a guy I'm a little concerned with this series. We thought we got rid of him, but Austin Meadows is going to be there, and so far he's hitting .417 with over 1,000 OPS.
We're gonna have to finally get him out.
So he could be annoying. Look out for that.
He definitely could. We can't. I'm not worried about the pitching. Though we do we have a few of our top guys in the bullpen ready to go. Basically all of our guys because we have the off day today. So I'm not really worried about that. But the Yankees definitely got to try to win Game 1. And I know this is a series preview, but I do apologize. I mean, Christian, would you rather have Tyler Wade playing shortstop right now, playing excellent defense, lefty speed bat in the lineup than Isaiah Kiner Falefa?
I'll tell you who played a better shortstop in the one inning I saw, Marwin Gonzalez. He could be a backup, but yeah, I'd rather Tyler Wade. And one final thing that I want to see, I don't want to see any base running mistakes this series.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's base running.
Hard.
It's the most basic thing in baseball. Run the bases, don't run into outs. I mean, I'm not saying the offense would be great if we ran the bases perfect, but we've definitely given up a few runs on the bases. Got to cut that out.
Also, we got another thing. Obviously, the base running's been awful. It's awful last year. There's no really way to correct it. But I'll give you one. Don't be an idiot. That's it. Let's get our head out of our ass here and actually try to win some ball game. You're 5-5. You're not 2-8 or something. I mean, come on, 5-5. Let's go, fresh slate. Let's get it against Detroit. Another thing though, gotta stop the double plays. Maybe a little bit more small ball approach because I am really sick of these double plays. 10 double plays leading all of Major League Baseball. I mean, this team is the worst offense in the MLB and the best pitching in the MLB. It's like mind-boggling. keeps me up at night. And the you know, it's just Brian Cashman in this front. It's so frustrating. I mean, I would love to have Tyler Wade right now, paying him $4 million a year to bat 360, give us speed, steal bases, and play excellent defense. Instead, we got Isaiah Kiner for awful, who can't do anything. Sorry, that was my little rant, but that's all I got, Christian.
What's sweet?
Let's get to sweet, boys. Detroit sucks, and fresh start. So let's get ready to go. Here we go. I feel a winning streak.
Me too.